Hello guys, LEGO Master Reviews here, and since it's almost Christmas, I thought I'd make a bunch of different characters from tons of iconic Christmas movies. Before we jump into this, I just want to say that we are so close to 3,000 subscribers, so if you haven't subbed already, please consider doing so as I'm trying to make that final push at 3K by the end of the year. With that out of the way, let's jump right on into this. And the first custom we're going to do is Buddy the Elf from one of the most iconic Christmas movies ever, Elf, and to start out, I got the legs from the CMF Peter Pan minifigure, and while they're not perfect and don't match the shade of yellow, I still think they are decently good enough, that's why I chose them. After that, I got the torso from the Elf minifigure from the Holiday CMF series, and I replaced those arms with some dark green ones. Then I got some light nougat hands to replace the yellow ones on it to match the head we're going to put on right now. And I got the head from the Ray Stantz minifigure from the LEGO Ghostbusters team, and it has that really happy expression, which is why I thought it was perfect. And there's even a second facial expression on there that's also really perfect for Buddy the Elf, and that's why I chose it. And for his hat, I went through a lot of different options, but finally decided on the Peter Pan hat, as it has that perfect hair sticking out there, and the green hat's also very perfect. The ears are a bit inaccurate, but still I think it works really great. And for his accessories, I gave him a candy cane, as I think it works really great for the candy cane forest from the movie. Then I gave him this bowl with a candy piece inside to represent the spaghetti scene from the movie. And here is Buddy the Elf, and I am so proud of how this custom turned out. While it's not perfectly accurate, I still think it definitely resembles Buddy the Elf, and when you look at this, you'll definitely be able to tell it's supposed to be him. Next up is one of my personal favorite movie characters of all time, and that is John McClane, and for him, I got the legs from the Harry Potter CMF minifigure. They have lots of great printing on there, and while they're not barefoot, the only other legs that were barefoot that I could find were the Marion legs from Indiana Jones and the Lobster Lovin' Batman legs from the LEGO Batman movie, which were definitely not going to work. For the torso, I would recommend using this one from LEGO DC, but it is a pretty rare torso at this point, which is why I decided to use this one from Brian O'Connor from the LEGO Speed Champions Fast and Furious set. Then I just replaced the arms with some light nougat ones instead of those dual molded ones, as they definitely work better since he's wearing a tank top in the movie. And overall, I think this is definitely one of the better options if you don't have that torso. Then I got the head from the 2023 Indiana Jones minifigure. I think it works absolutely perfect with that very unamused face. There's also a second face print that I don't think works great, but this one's perfect. Then I got the hair from Peter Venkman, but you can also get it off a bunch of other minifigures like Doc Ock, but overall I think this is a perfect hairpiece as well. And for his accessories, I gave him a customized gun that I made. I think it works perfect for the character. And then I also gave him a second accessory, which is a shard of glass to represent the scene where his feet are exposed to the glass. And one other thing you can give him is a lighter. And here we have John McClane, and I am so happy how this minifigure turned out. This is probably one of my favorite customs ever made, and it's definitely my favorite custom of the video. And overall, I think everything about this minifigure just looks great. But I didn't just want to do John McClane, I also wanted to do the main villain in the movie, and that's Hans Gruber. So to start with him, I would recommend using the legs from the James Bond minifigure, but I'm actually using those legs in another custom in this video. So the other thing you can do is just put some plain black legs on him, which is what I chose to do. And while it's not the most detailed, it's the second best option. After that, I got the torso from Lieutenant Gordon from the Batman Waves of Sets. Then I got the arms from the Highwayman CMF minifigure just to add a little bit of extra detail, and I replaced the hands with some light nougat ones to match the head. As far as heads go, it was pretty hard to find one, and the one I can recommend using is the head from Doctor Strange, but it's not perfect. The facial hair is not the right color, and it doesn't go enough up his face. And the second one I can recommend is the head from the Captain America minifigure from Infinity War, but it's definitely not accurate either, which is why I settled on the Bricktober Bucky head. And I know this one's pretty rare, which is why I gave you those other options, but I think this works perfect. I think overall, this is the best one I could find. You can also use the head from the CMF Bucky. And lastly, I just gave him some dark brown tousled up hair to finish off the look. And for an accessory, I gave him a revolver. And here is Hans Gruber. I'm really happy how this custom turned out. I think it looks great, and when you put it next to John McClane, it looks even better. And you can even recreate some iconic movie scenes. Next up is Kevin McCallister, and I know what you're thinking, this is just the official minifigure from the Home Alone set, and you wouldn't be wrong, this is the minifigure from the Home Alone house set, but I wanted to give him a bit of an upgrade since he's one of the most iconic Christmas movie characters ever, and I gave him the arms from the Lobster Loving Batman minifigure, as I think it just adds a lot of great detail to that dark red sweater he's wearing. And overall, I just thought this would be a really cool inclusion to the video. Next up is Tim Allen's Santa Claus, and I wanted to go with a look where he doesn't have the full beard yet, and for that I got the torso, legs, arms and hands all from the official Santa Claus minifigure. Then I got the head from the Jerry Seinfeld minifigure, as I just think that looks a lot like Tim Allen in my opinion. There is also a second face print on the back of the head, which I don't think works as great, which is why I recommend just using the front one. And for the hairpiece of the minifigure, I got it from the Emmett minifigure from the LEGO movie sets. I just think that works perfect for him. You can pretty much get that off any Emmett minifigure from the LEGO movie. And for an accessory, I gave him this brown bag to represent the bag of toys he's carrying around in the movie. And here is the custom all said and done. I'm very proud of how this one turned out. I absolutely love the Santa Claus Tim Allen movies, and this is supposed to be his look as like when he was Scott Calvin before he turned into Santa Claus, and I'm very happy with it. Next up, I'll be making Billy from the movie Gremlins, and for those of you wondering, yes, it is actually a Christmas movie, okay? It definitely makes you feel warm and cozy inside. And we actually do have some official Gremlins minifigures, but they're only of Gizmo and Stripe, which is why I wanted to make Billy. And to start with that, you're going to get the legs from the Rock and Roll Star Frankenstein minifigure from the Monster CMF series. Then you're going to get the torso from the Lucas Sinclair minifigure from the Stranger Things set to get that really nice red jacket look. Then I replaced the hands with some light nougat ones to match the head from Ryan Howard from the Office Lego Idea set. I think that just works perfect. Then I got the hairpiece from the Nakia minifigure from the Black Panther sets, and all around I'm really liking how this one turned out. And when you put them next to the Gizmo and Stripe minifigures, I think they also look great next to each other, even though they're definitely not to scale. Next up is Clark Griswold from my personal favorite Christmas movie, Christmas Vacation, and for this you're going to get the legs, torso, and arms all from the Stan Lee minifigure from The Office. Then just replace those hands with some light nougat ones to match the head, which I got from Jerry Seinfeld, but I flipped the head around, get this more upset expression. I think this works really well, and I'm very happy how it looks all around. After that, you could just give him a hairpiece, but I wanted to give him a little bit of a Santa Claus hat just because he wears that in the movie and just think it looks a lot more iconic. And for his accessories, I gave him a turkey leg to represent the super dried out turkey from the movie. And the other accessory I gave him was this cat to represent the cat that the grandma wrapped up in the box. And here is Clark W. Griswold, and I'm really proud of how this one turned out. I think everything about this minifigure looks great, and I especially love the accessories I decided to give him. And the last custom I decided to do was George Bailey from the movie It's a Wonderful Life, which is one of the most iconic Christmas movies ever, and I wanted to do this custom in all black and white. And to start, I got the legs from James Bond, then I got the torso from Pepper Potts, and while it's definitely not perfect, it is in all black and white, which is what I really like about it. Then I just put some white hands in there to match the whole black and white aesthetic I'm trying to go for. Then I got the head from Rolf the Dog's accessories from the Muppet CMF series, as it is like this perfect white head. There's also a second face print on the back, which is very creepy, and I'd only recommend using it if you're trying to make a custom Michael Myers. But still, I think the front face print looks great, and that's why I recommend it. It's just like a very at-peace face. I think it looks great, and it definitely fits his mood at the end of the movie. And lastly, you're going to give him the hairpiece from Michael Scott, and all around, I'm really happy how this one turned out as well. I think you could definitely do a much more detailed version if you went for an end color look, but I want to do something unique, and I think I definitely accomplished that with this minifigure, and overall, I'm very happy how it turned out. But that is all I have for you in this video. Thank you so much for taking the time of day to watch this video. I truly do appreciate it. I had so much fun making it, and let me know in the comments down below which custom I made is your favorite, as well as what is your favorite Christmas movie. But that being said, I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.